Hello. Okay, so no, you're not crazy. I am going live early because I have something that I'm going to be doing at 9 o'clock. So I want to broadcast early and then reshare it at 9 o'clock. Hey, Derek. I'm just going a little early today so that I can rebroadcast it at 9 o'clock because I'm going to be somewhere else. And I don't want to let you guys down, so you know I'm going to come through. Yep. I'm early. I took my kids to the park. I worked out, and so I'm not even like done up. No, none of that right now. But I wanted to make sure that I came through. Oh, I'm just basically just getting together with some friends. And I'm not dressed. No. Get out of here, LeShawn. LeShawn is one of the people that I'm about to be with, and she's wondering, like, what's taking me so long? Calm down. I'm going to be ready. Okay. So I have a commitment to the 30-day Boss Up Challenge, and I always honor my commitment. So I'm going to give this information to you early. So welcome for anybody new who sees this broadcast. This is the 30-day Boss Up Challenge, and I believe we are on day 19 out of 30. So we are moving right along, and please remember to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, pretty please. And it's growing slowly, so I am happy about that. And let's see, we need to do our acknowledgement. So I'm going to shout out. His name is Chico, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and I don't even want to disrespect him by pronouncing it wrong, but he is the founder and owner of the Perfect Office Solutions and Perfect Staffing Solutions, and I also think he has a property management company, and he has become a successful day trader, and he's basically like just awesome. I don't know him personally. One of my good friends told me about him, and she was like, I know somebody who reminds me a lot of you, and so I just want to direct you to his page so you can see some of the stuff that he's doing, and he's awesome. So shout out to Chico and the Perfect Office Solutions. I'll put in his business pages at the end of the video. Now we're going to do the goal check-in. In the goal check-in, basically, from yesterday, your goal was to determine or try to anticipate the next time you have you're in pain emotionally or physically. How are you going to channel that into something productive? How can you make your pain your fuel? I know a lot of people in our community often are in pain of some sort. How can we use that to actually fuel us and not hold us back? So the goal was to think about ways that you could do that. And I hope you all reached your goal. Okay. Tonight's message is inspired by some things that I've been thinking about. And there are so many things. There's such abundance out here as far as how to make money and how to succeed in life. Once you get on a roll, it's like you have so many options and different things, it becomes overwhelming, right? And you know you can't do everything that you want to do. So you have to get to a point where you actually decide what are you going to do. And you have to be definitive. You have to be decisive, you have to be definitive. Okay, and I would say at day 19 of the 30-day challenge, this would be a good time that you all should be really settling on what you're going to attempt to do. We've done the business plan. We've done a lot of motivational talks. I've cautioned you about certain things you're going to encounter with friends and family. So we've gone through all of that, and now I think it's time for you all to really decide what you're going to take a stab at. So you have to be definitive. Some of the things that I'm working on, I really feel like I have this like love affair, like a love affair with, business versus my education. And it's like because I chose a full-time doctoral program, it like once it's in session, I'm like almost unable to do anything else. It's like it requires my entire focus, and it's a long program. And so I want to stick with it. I want to move forward with it, but it's difficult because I have different things that have popped off since I made a decision to get into the program. And I want to be able, I believe in these ideas, and I want to be able to put my focus towards them. But I know it's like I'm always using like the little breaks that I have in between sessions to like go hard at certain things. But I know for some of the things that I'm looking at now, several weeks is not enough for me to really like focus, do what I need to do, and be good. It's going to require more than that. And part of it is because of the learning stage of getting into these different industries. So I have the entertainment industry where we're doing a YouTube series and figuring all of that out. I'm actually here at the studio now, and then trying to figure out the finance issue, like the day trading and how to be successful with the stock market, because they say only 5% of people are successful, and it may be because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a knack for it. Maybe they don't have the level of focus that you need. And I got to thinking, maybe I'm the kind of person that could do well with it. So now me and my friend, we've been searching for we've been reading and searching for opportunities. We went to a seminar to try to figure out what's the quickest way we can try to learn about finance and stocks. And so far, it doesn't seem like there's going to be any quick road. I mean, I did go ahead and jump in today. I made major moves. I did go ahead and invest in Lyft. I did it early. I know when they first come out, it's probably inflated and it's going to go down, but I just wanted to be definitive and make a decision and move forward. And so I dumped some money into that, and I intend to hold that for a while. I won't be day trading with the Lyft stock. At least I don't think. And so it's so much to do, and I can't do it all. And I know some of you all may be struggling with the same thing. You're trying to figure out, like, out of all the ideas you have, which one are you going to settle on and try to do? I can tell you, if you try to do too many things at once, you will end up ineffective in all areas. Multitasking isn't really a thing. I mean, people think they can multitask, but whatever you're doing, if it doesn't have your full focus, it's very difficult to be successful with it. And so I really have to consider now. I have an opportunity opportunity has come along, and at first it didn't even look like an opportunity. It looked like something that was a horrible thing, which was my school being shut down after me being in my third year of the program. And because there was a lot of foul play at the level of the institution, but stealing federal funds and students' money, the Department of Education is willing to forgive all loans that were taken out for the time anybody was in that program. So I got to thinking, well, that doesn't sound good. I know how much I owe for this program, and it's definitely approaching six figures. And so I was thinking, I was like, Dag, so if I transfer to this new school, I'm going to actually be kind of starting as a second year student. I will have this new program requires more credits. They require an entire additional year of practicum. And I was just like, this is crazy. And so today I was thinking, I had started my MBA for finance with Johns Hopkins, and I couldn't do both. So I dropped Johns Hopkins, even though that's the more reputable institution. But now I'm seeing all these different opportunities that I could have to actually, instead of taking these little classes like online trading academy and that kind of thing, I really got to thinking about looking back at the MBA, because I always wondered, like, what kind of power moves could I make if I had an MBA backing me, or if I was pursuing an MBA while I actually was doing business and had experience doing business. So I actually am considering putting the doctorate on hold because, yes, that's going to set me up to be able to make good money by myself. But what my ultimate goal is to make money. I don't want to do anything. I still would like to, become a doctor, and I would love to have that accomplishment under my belt, but I don't really want to even be in private practice actively working, for up until I'm like older. I want to get to a point where the money is making money and all I'm doing is laying back on the beach somewhere or going to some board meetings or whatever. That's the kind of life I want for myself. So the doctorate idea was really just to help me get away from the other businesses that I was doing, and I wasn't happy with the outcome for that because of just how difficult it is and how hard the work is and how little the pay and the return. So it's just so much to think about. And as I was thinking, I was like, I know there has to be people that are going through this kind of thing. And so what I'm going to do, I always do like a pros and cons list. I consult with people that I respect, people that I know that are like-minded. They're not low-level thinkers. I actually need to consult people and see if, maybe, because I'm thinking that with the MBA, it's a much quicker program. It's only like 12 classes. If I did the 12 classes and I selected the finance major, then I would get all of the education and training about stocks and all those different things and wealth management. That's what the degree would be in. And I could finish that. Actually, if I just focused on that right now, I could probably be done with that maybe in about 2 years, and then I could revisit the doctorate. Because I'm really telling you, some of the things that we're working on, there's a project that my father was the founder of, and it's something that I just, when I can't put my focus into it, it makes me, because I know it's a good idea, I feel like we're potentially squandering a huge opportunity. So, I'm going to do a pros and cons list I'm going to just basically plot out a couple of paths and what they could look like. And then I'm going to do a pros and cons list for each one, consult other people, and then I'm going to make a decision. And it's going to be a definitive one. If I want to, I could basically make a decision now. If I'm willing to have wasted the last 3 years of my life, as far as the time put into the program, I could actually have all of the loans forgiven and have zero student loan debt. But that means I can't take the credits with me. So if I do my MBA, I would be starting fresh, doing an MBA. And then if I ever wanted to go back to pursuing a doctorate, I would be starting over. So I don't, but at the same time, when you're the kind of person that has the ability to generate money and make money, you feel bad when you're actually losing money and even going into debt, because I shut down businesses to be able to focus on school. The decisions that I made to be able to go to school cost us close to $500,000 in gross annual revenue, just so that me as a CEO could retire and be a student, basically. So then I'm going into debt. So when I keep thinking about that, and now I'll be back at being a second year student, it's making me think maybe this thing that happened with the school closing, maybe it's a blessing. And so what I want you to do is think about things that are happening in your life and how things are lining up. Is there some kind of sign or something that this is your chance to change your trajectory? Here you are, it's a fork in the road. You can go right, you can go left. Because I'm really thinking that this might be like an out for all of that debt. If I'm able to do the MBA and learn how to make money with compound interest, then I can start working on that immediately. They say that it takes about at least a year of you either losing or breaking even before you really even start to see anything. So if I start that now, it's possible that I can be having the money working for me within a couple of years. And maybe at that point, I'd be able to consider going back to school, to a school that's reputable, and maybe paying out of pocket so that I'm not going into debt, because by every time I take out a student loan, my net worth goes down, basically. So, and I don't know how much longer I'll even be able to get student loans because of the assets and different things. I'm not sure how the government is going to look at like all of the properties that I have, and I was told that they don't expect you to liquidate when you get financial aid. And I also have a son that's in school. So I think the timing right now, at some point it's going to catch up. Like if I start making more money, then they're going to be like, you can afford to pay for school. And I can. But do I want to pay for school out of pocket right now? I would rather actually be able to use money to play with the stock market and do other things. So what I'm doing is walking you through how my mind works, some of the decisions that I have to consider, and how I go about trying to think about what decisions to make. And so I encourage you to really think about, you know, what business you're going to do. If you were thinking about expanding, it's time to decide when you're going to decide, basically. Like set a date for yourself. The goal is going to be to set a date for yourself, basically, to decide what you're going to do. And that way you kind of have like a time frame, something that's objective, and you know you just have to make the decision. But definitely put enough thought into it. Look at those pros and cons. Talk to the people that you love and trust, and go from there, basically. So that's the message for today, and I'm going to try to reshare this at 9 o'clock for those that may be coming to the channel looking. I know Friday night is not the most popular night anyway, so perhaps there would not have been a lot of people anyway. But if anyone has questions now, I'm willing to answer questions. If you're struggling with a decision, or you're frustrated because you can't figure out what in the world you're going to do, that never ends, really. When you're bossed up, you're always going to be, if you're like a serial entrepreneur, you're always going to be trying to get into something. And at some point you have to prioritize, strategize, and figure out what you're taking off your plate, what you're going to focus on, and what makes the most sense. 2 hours of questions. You about to ask me two hours worth of questions. Look, you see, I know LeShawn, she's not watching now, but she's probably like, she better get off that broadcast and get ready, because I know she can see that I don't have my makeup on, my hair isn't done, I'm not dressed. So, but still, business is business, and she knows me. She knows that. So this is what I'm sticking with. I have to make sure this comes first. I might change it around a little bit, but I'm always going to make sure I follow through as long as I'm conscious and breathing. Go enjoy your night. Okay, so what I'll do is, if the place where I am has reception, then I will try to repost this video. But Derek, can you do me a favor? Because since you're always so helpful, if you notice that I'm unable, or I have not posted this video or shared it at 9 o'clock, would you mind sharing it in the Business Builder Basics group? If you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate it. And maybe even share it, like tag me, I guess, maybe in my own video, so it'll show up on my timeline. You're still here? Oh God, let me get out of here. She's like, oh, I'm getting ready. What you still doing on here? Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Okay. So thank you, Derek. I really appreciate it. I want to try my best. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to repost it if I can at 9 o'clock. LeShawn, we're going to be together, so please try to remind me at 9 o'clock to like share the video if we can, wherever we find ourselves at 9 o'clock. Okay, so everybody, you got your goal, you got your lecture, and boss up, and I'm out of here.